Hello everybody, I am Walt, bringing you guys another one of our Enlightened Life series videos. Here I am out in the woods once more, and today's video is going to be all about humility. And this is a pretty tough topic, I would say, for most of us human beings, because the natural human state, I would say, is kind of narcissistic, very self-interested. And self-interest can be great in the capitalism kind of world. A lot of things are going to be about looking out for, yourself, going after what you want, and in the process, this helps other people get what they want. The whole, story of the baker who just wants to sell bread, and the guy who just wants to buy bread, so their self-interest works together in order to have success. But then a lot of people tell us we need to be we need to be humble, we need to kind of just not be all out there all the time. We need to have some humility, be a little bit reserved. Yeah, and a lot of our other material, look to a bunch of things like Muhammad Ali being like, I am the greatest of all time. Having stuff like that says, okay, but shouldn't we be all showy? Shouldn't we have all the drama, the glamour, the style and flair? Shouldn't we have all that kind of stuff where we're just strutting around like, yeah, see, I'm the guy, look at me, I'm so great, How do we have the I'm so great and the self-confidence and the boosting and all that kind of stuff? How do we have that yet still have the benefits of humility? Because we don't want to be so showy that people think, oh, this guy, he's just a jerk, I don't want to be around him. And that kind of thing. So how do we have the right balance of still boosting the subconscious mind in terms of I'm the greatest, I'm so happy, I'm so successful, look at me, look at me, look at me. How do we do the look at me, yet not get everybody to hate us in the process? Well, the answer is that so many of the people, we can really turn to narcissism to see this one. Most narcissists, or rather kind of the condition of narcissism, is based on people who have very fragile egos, okay? Narcissists they just give it all the time, but they can't take any of it. They are a complete glass cannon. You just hit them once and they just shatter. Because narcissists use this as a way to try to prop themselves up, They try to make everybody else say how great they are all the time to fill basically the void within them that, they're constantly feeling like I'm so horrible. Every time they try to say I'm so good, they feel the exact opposite. They're so full of shame and guilt all the time that ruins their lives. If you guys have not seen my guilt videos, definitely check those out. Get rid of guilt, it's definitely worth it. Now, humility. How does this work? So we know that being all showy is not really useful here. And the reason is because you cannot get a value of yourself from other people consistently, okay? Other people cannot provide you with self-worth. Now, they can for a little while, and they can float you, when you're having really tough times. But overall, what's really going to float your self-worth is yourself. So if you want to go around telling yourself, I am the greatest, I am successful, I am prosperous. If you want to do your affirmations, do them like that. Feel successful. Say, I am the greatest. Do the showy thing to yourself, okay? Put on a show for yourself, because the more you convince your subconscious mind that you're successful, the more successful you're going to be. And I have lots of videos on that kind of stuff, okay? So, and as well on affirmations, so definitely check that kind of material out if you want to know how to do those properly. Now, as for other people, okay, you want to have some kind of success showy thing, because you need to show that you're successful, otherwise people are not really going to believe it. As we know, ethos, pathos, logos. People are going to be convinced by how you look, how you talk and emotionally connect to them, and then how logical you are. And logic is only about 10% of the battle there. So mostly it's going to be about how you look and how you empathetically communicate. Now, one of the biggest problems with being all showy, okay, and where humility is really useful, is that so many people are self-centered, okay? They do not want to hear all about you all the time, okay? Now, if you're going to be selling a product and they're asking about it, or you need to tell them some kind of information, or you need to have a position where you're going to be showy, definitely do that. But most people lose kind of their customers or lose their ability to succeed at something because they're always talking about themselves. They're always just like, oh, look, I did this, I did that, I did this, look at me, I went on this trip here, I'm going to do this thing here. And as an example from a Stuart Wilde book I was reading recently, where he's got one where he's like, okay, imagine you've gone into, a used car place and you're going to buy a car, yet this guy keeps, the sleazy salesman keeps telling you why you need it. And the more he tells you why you need it, the less you want it, because it's all about him saying, take the car, and not about you wanting to buy the car. And so many salesmen kind of have this problem of, like going, okay, look at me, I got my sales pitch, I'm just going to talk at you, it's going to be a monologue. And that doesn't really involve people. So read How to Win Friends and Influence People if you guys have not done that, because it is an excellent book that talks about this one. But the more you can be humble to other people, okay, the better they're going to like you, trust you, and respect you, okay? If you listen to other people, just even a little bit, because this is hard sometimes. It's hard to listen to things you don't want to listen to. It's hard to take that kind of stuff, at least for most of us. So if you can do a little more than most people do, people will think, you're so humble, okay? You don't even have to be humble 20% of the time, and you can do a fantastic job. Now, I think the reason people get turned off by humility is because they think they need to do it all the time, okay? You don't have to do it all the time. You just have to do it a little bit and a little bit more. And soon enough, you may as well be doing it all the time, okay? So a little more humility in terms of just listening to people, okay? Listening to the other person and trying to figure out what that other person needs, okay? Trying to help that person, but not interfere, okay? Don't interfere with somebody unless they ask for your help, okay? If they're going through something and it's not like a life-threatening emergency, like obviously help somebody if their life is in like jeopardy there, okay? But if they're not like, if this is not going to kill them tomorrow kind of thing, then don't interfere with them, okay? Don't try to like push yourself onto them. You need to do this, you need to do this, because that is also something that's very like just not humble at all, okay? So a little modesty, a little humility here, okay? Just back off from yourself a little bit when interacting with other people. When you're just interacting with yourself, when you're just doing your affirmations, yeah, be showy, be like, I'm the greatest, I can do this, look at me, I am so great, okay? Definitely do that when you're doing your affirmations, because that confidence boost is huge, okay? But with other people, be a little bit more humble, be a little bit more interested in them, okay? Just a little bit, and this can make a massive transformation in your life. Anyway, that's about all I have to say on humility. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time with the next video, so stay tuned. I'll see you then.